In the 90s, Playmates Toys made the deepest line of Star Trek action figures in history. My name's Keith, and I'm a collector working towards owning all 284. I've been a Trek fan for almost 35 years, and most people are sick of me talking about it. But somehow I've convinced my old friend Mike to review them with me on Look at My Star Trek Toys! Wait for the whoosh! Whoosh! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. Today we are continuing Christmas in July. We're wearing our Picardigans. Here it is. There, I have my Make It Snow t-shirt, which is so old that it's basically falling apart. Mike's doing a humpug. There
Keith,
it is.
big difference. It is summer. It is 100 degrees outside. You've got a sensible Picardigan t-shirt, and I committed to the bit, ladies and gentlemen. This is a full Christmas sweater. We are 11 seconds into the episode, and I've regretted it already.
Ah, yes. Well, that would not the first time we've had regrets 11 seconds into an episode. That's for darn sure.
11 seconds before, 11 seconds during,
after,
and mostly 11 seconds after.
11 years after. Forever. But today we are, this is part 2 of a 3-part series all about custom figures based on Star Trek Picard. Today we are featuring another one of our all-time favorite artists, our great friend Chris Mitchell at CRM Customs.
Friend of the show, patron of the show.
Friend of the show, patron of the show, creator of custom Keith and Mike action figures. So friggin' cool. And boy, does he have some incredible Star Trek Picard figures for us to look at today.
Keith, you know, I had to move. I moved Star Trek Mike, Captain Mike, from my Star Trek Captain's shelf that I have over there. I moved it up to the Star Trek Prodigy shelf because now they are all fictitious customs up there.
What?
You know, the canceled Prodigy doesn't exist anymore, so I moved me up there because I don't actually exist
still
in the universe. Keith, it doesn't exist in the universe.
You know what? Star Trek, the original series, got canceled. It still exists.
Yeah, but you can still watch it. It's still on Paramount.
Well, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's been scrubbed. It's been like Louis C.K. canceled. It's just totally got scrubbed. All right, so let's bail from that. And we have some really cool stuff. So all of Chris's work is 3D modeled and custom 3D printed. And then he does his incredible paint work. So we have a whole bunch of figures here. Now, Mike has not been allowed to watch much of Picard.
And by much, you mean any.
Any, because of Deep Space Nine spoilers. And Voyager spoilers. And all sorts of spoilers for shows that he hasn't seen yet. And we're holding off on him seeing them so you can watch him watch the show at patreon.com/KNM. But we're going to do the whole Patreon thing at the end. But you can join all of our fine folks up there. So what do you say we look at our first figure, Mike? Once you stop, texting your family.
Sorry. There's wrestling today. So people are coming to my house and I'm wearing a Christmas sweater. So that's where I am.
Now, and of course, we record these well in the future. So this was it Money in the Bank tonight? Is that what's happening?
No, it's this afternoon because they're in the UK, and I think, and all I know is the bloodlines. It's like family versus family, so I'm excited. I'm loving that.
Excited about it.
Yeah,
I might have to turn that on. There it is. All right. So speaking of family, but I'm not going to tell you what bloodline he comes from, Mike.
Nice.
But we're going to look at our first figure from CRM Customs, and this is Jack.
I'll never let go.
I'm not even going to say what his last name is or how he plays into the Star Trek universe.
So good.
But look at this figure.
So good.
As always, Chris's work is amazing. But we see the new contemporary Starfleet uniform with the wraparound, sort of the Deep Space Nine sort of deal. But with the black turtleneck and the wraparound, and because he's 3D modeling,
Keith, this just in.
Yeah.
I'm time traveling back 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going back to our speculation episode as to what Playmates should do with their line.
Yeah.
Just hire Chris.
Yeah, 100%.
That's what you should do.
Yeah.
And make him make these
I think Chris needs his own line. I think forget Playmates, Paramount, give Chris your license
because I want to buy these.
They're amazing.
Yeah,
they're just cool. So we have a couple more pictures of Jack here, and we can see other angles. And you can see more close up on the facial sculpt and the uniform design, and you can see we have the this is the new Delta, the new communicator that he's able to do because he's 3D building all of these things just like that. He does his integration with the CG into that's another figure that we've looked at on the show before, standing behind him. And here you can see, I want to put in a reference photo so you can see how damn good that facial sculpt is.
Look at the lips
versus the actual actor. I mean, come on. That's ridiculously good.
I mean, it's not just the 3D print, right? It's you have to go in and do the paint job, which we've talked about a million times. But you have to sculpt the 3D wire mesh before you can generate that. It's not just, you don't just like type in make a Jack. You know what I
mean? Right. Make a Jack. Yeah. It's kind of, you run out of words for Chris's work, but it is, I just want to put in that reference photo there just so you can see how good that sculpt is, of the facial sculpt and his paint and his very distinctive style. Really, really great. I wish I could say more about Jack, but it's a secret to Mike. Let's move forward with another Raffi figure. And this is
really good.
Look at that uniform. They did a lot of, for our heroes on the show, they gave them sort of jackets which is what I would want. You know, as we get a little older, a jacket's a little more flattering than maybe the jumpsuit. Not that Raffi needs it.
Keith, you absolutely need a really good, nice leather jacket. You are in your prime leather jacket kind of
leather jacket
zone.
But I'm always too hot though. I need like a leather jacket made of nothing. That's my problem. But yes, like I would definitely benefit from a jacket sort of a situation. But look how good that is.
The holster is awesome.
The holster, the
hair, the like getting that shade of kind of two-toned highlighted hair is not easy. Perfect. The skin tone, you can tell exactly the kind of skin tone she has.
And the rank insignia and just the details, and we have another close-up one after this, where you can see
that hair.
Yeah, look at the back of the hair.
So rad.
Continues all the way down, and having to build the belts and the holsters with the seam for the leg articulation.
Those jackets aren't. That jacket's so cool.
It's a really cool jacket.
And, there's something to be said in the 3D print world rather than, as much as I do love the sort of head swaps and the very DIY nature of a lot of the customs. When you do that 3D sculpt, you get that it's a seamless look. There's seamless lines. It's just really, really high quality. I'd be afraid to have a lot of it. I'm afraid they're going to.
I have several of Chris's work on my shelf behind me, and I'm afraid to stand them up. So some of them are just lying down because they actually
stand up very well.
They stand up great.
I filed the bottom of the feet a little bit just to make it flatter, but
well, whatever it is, there's got to be some way that Chris can turn this into a business because that's just amazing work.
He's clearly not getting any bump from us, so.
But the K&M bump. As we've always say, if you see no difference in your sales, you've gotten the K&M bump. All right, let's look at our next figure. We saw a Raffi last week. We saw a Jack last week. We saw a Shaw last week. Let's take a look at Chris's Captain Shaw. Again, with a great salt and pepper beard.
More like Shaw Wing. You know what I'm saying? Okay.
Yes, thanks. Yes. Great. But again, go to the next picture so we can see how good this facial sculpt is.
Skabang.
Look at that. I mean, look at that. The sculpt on that compared to the actor. It's just amazing.
I actually feel like I get a little bit more of the character in this one because in the last custom of Shaw we saw, which was really good. He had like a big shit-eating grin on, and here I'm getting a little more, a little less whimsy.
A little bit more like that guy might be an asshole.
Yeah.
But just really, I mean, the sort of chiseled cheekbones in there. He has the opposite of me. He goes in where mine goes out. But that's but I also get the salt and pepper there, and he's got Mike's hair and my beard.
Yeah, 1-to-1.
1-to-1, yeah. Now it's pretty good, and we've got 7 of 9 hanging out behind him there. Which he didn't even post 7 on his Instagram. We would have done a figure with the
She's
Starfleet
looking
7.
right at me.
I mean, yeah.
Hey.
She's looking at all of us. But also, like, look at the paint details in the Delta itself, the communicator there. That it's got shading. Realize the size that he's working with, painting these little things to have that metallic shading in there.
Everybody fetch your detail brush. Beard. Get your detail brush.
Look at that. Look at the detail on the beard there.
Mm-hmm. It looks like individual hairs. 100%.
Yeah, unbelievable as always. So that 7 is looking at you. But that's not the 7 we're going to feature coming up next. We're going to see season 1 7 wearing civilian clothing and her jacket, as we saw her there. Look at that hair sculpt. And
it's really crazy.
More astounding than that, the hand.
Mm-hmm.
Her little Borg thingies on her hand there. Get out of the way, Mike. Look at that, because that's not just painted on. That is 3D sculpted onto the hand itself, so it has texture and depth that he painted on there. And that is a cool ass leather jacket too. Maybe cool. That's the one I should get.
Yeah.
The little spine down the back. Really, really cool. And I need a bandolier of bullets, even though that's not what that is. It looks
Although that jacket is not for 40-year-old men, because there's a little too much muffin topping that it'll allow visibly.
Yes, that's true. It's cut out just to expose my muffin top. I mean, it's not like a muffin; it's more like a full cake.
Have you seen the muffin top man? The muffin top man.
It's like a birthday cake. It's not a muffin. It'll feed a family.
Self-deprecation. It's not healthy, but it's funny as hell.
It's so unhealthy. But you can see here in the reference photo, A, how good the facial sculpt is, and B, how perfectly replicated the jacket and the sweater underneath it, including the little knitting texture on the front of the sweater. Unbelievable.
So good.
Unbelievable. So damn cool. Now I know that Chris has more in the Picard series. Maybe we'll try to wrestle up some more for part 3. But we're going to finish with the character of Narissa from season 1 of Picard.
Cool.
Do you know what species that is?
Ears shout. I guess it's not. Is that she Romulan or a?
She
Vulcan?
is Romulan.
Yeah. She's got like a contemporary Ramen hair pullback or something.
It's certainly Romulish for sure.
Mm-hmm. Romulicious, if you're asking me.
Well, I mean, I can't necessarily disagree. Really cool. Go to the next one we get.
I like this sort of ninja outfit too.
Oh yeah, no, super ninjas.
So cool. Who's that over there?
Oh well, we can't. That's a spoiler. We can't talk about that.
His face is melting.
Well, I know we're gonna. It's so cool. It's so cool, but I can't talk about it without being spoilers. Because it's an important character. But there we see Narissa with 7 of 9 and character that I can't talk about, but an awesome one. And there's the reference photo so you can see just how good he got the facial sculpt and details in there. And look at the shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
The detail on the piping and all that. It's really like imperious and scary and awesome.
Yeah. I want everything he does.
I know. It's we need, if we made all of the times amount more than we do, we could commission a full set.
Hey, okay. Hey, when you put it that way,
I mean,
matter of time.
I don't think he wants to. I think commissions are closed for now. But everyone has a number, right?
Mm-hmm. Everyone has
a
DiBiase
number.
said.
That's right. Exactly. Ted DiBiase would say we could make Chris make us a full line, right? Somehow, some way. Now, if you would like to be our Ted DiBiase and help us commission a full line, how could they do that, Mike?
We'll call you Daddy. All you need to do is become part of our patreon.com/KNM. Brian, I'm not even going to qualify it or try to walk it back. I said what I said. I said
just
what
lean
I said.
Lean in.
Brian, give a beer sock. Take over. Okay.
Wyatt Eldridge, Casey Clark, Jason Moe, Andrew Hayes, Jorge Navoa, and the mysterious Worf's boot shivs, Charles Babbage, Richard Coleman, CRM Productions, who did all of these, Nikolai Ivanovich Lobachevsky, Delusions at Noon, Steve Brown, welcome to the team, JD Makes, Colin Dagan, Chris Mitchell at CRM, same guy, Pat and Joshua Cronin. If you would like to join them, you can do so at patreon.com/KNM. And realizing we record these into the future, so if you have already joined and you're not on this list, we're going to get to you, I promise. The temporal prime directive prevents us from putting you in there. But Mike, it does not prevent you from saying what bonus nonsense people can get.
Oh, well, aside from calling you Muffin Daddy, we get to watch Strange New World together. We get to watch Deep Space Nine together. That's me, you, and sometimes CEO Jen, my wife. Also the chancellor of our entire empire. Lording over us with unreasonable demands, but we put up with it for some reason.
Whoa, what are unreasonable?
She wants our shows to be quality, Keith, and I don't know why she just thinks that we're even capable of that.
It's not unreasonable. It's just impossible.
Fair. We also just watched Star Trek V. We also do Ask Me Anythings. We also do live streams of fun things that might happen. In fact, there's an event coming up in the Star Trek universe where the writer of Prodigy teased to read all of season 2, and Kate Mulgrew was like, I'm in, and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, lots of stuff. Most importantly, you get that warm, fuzzy feeling in the pit of your stomach that you get right before you throw up and right when you realize that you're producing every show here on the channel. You can join the team, patreon.com/KN.
Wow.
Mike.
Mike is on KN Mike.
KNM.
Wow. If we should get one thing right on the entire show, it should be the link towards giving us money. So, all right. Well, all right. So next week is going to be part 3 of the Picard Custom series. Now, we have some loaded up, but if you would like your Picard Customs to show up on part 3, you can email it to me at lookatmystartrektoys@gmail.com. We would be delighted to add your Picard Customs. Mere days. Well, not for us. It'll be like a month for us. But
I don't even know when those emails would come in the future. I can't even envision what we would possibly be doing.
I don't know. We might be... Could be anything. We could be millionaires. Maybe Ted DiBiase is going to save us.
Yeah.
So look at my Star Trek Toys at gmail.com to send those my way. This has been a delight. Glad everybody. No, I'm glad I don't know if you're enjoying it, but we're enjoying our Christmas in July.
Off yet? It's
Picard.
very hot.
No, not yet. Oh, yeah. So let's have a long discussion about more Picard figures. All right. No. We're going to let you go free. We'll see you back here next week with another episode of Look at My Star Trek Toys. Whoosh.